back with one more video. This one again is focusing on blocks. This block that we're going to be focused today on teaching you is how to do a proper down block. Now, there's different kinds of down blocks. The ones we're going to be focusing on deals with more of a solid, almost rigid type feel of a block because it's very solid in its blocks. If you remember, there's two kinds of blocks. One of them is blocks are not just blocks. When we say that loosely in our system. A block is not just a block on deflecting. That is a type of block, but there's also one that the block is also a strike. And that's what this one is going to be focusing on. So it's more of a harder style you would see like in other systems, more of the hard systems like karate or taekwondo, you might see them doing stuff like this. We have this kind of block also in our system, but we do it slightly different. Our block doesn't go all the way down. Again, if you remember, whenever you do a block, you want to protect yourself from being hit on the center line. Okay, we also call that the line of fire. Okay, the attacker, the mass of the body and the head is normally the primary targets. But in order for me to actually do dynamic damage to my opponent, I want to go to the center line, where the sternum is, the heart, the rib cage, and so forth. And because I know he's not just going to stand there, he may move. So if he moves slightly out of the way, I still get him, maybe slightly offside of my focal point. So the down block that we're going to be working on and how to do a proper down block blocks anything coming in at you from your waistline, belly line, down towards just above the groin area. Let me explain something. There's a lot of systems that will teach you that this blocks the groin, the actual groin. It does not, okay? Not doing it our way. And what the difference is that we're going to show you is, again, designed to protect the center line, okay? And we'll explain that here in just a moment. So, Mr. Rushing is going to do a number of things to me. If he kicks towards my belly or the groin area, how am I going to defend against this area? Okay. Again, I told you it's not going to protect the actual groin or below. It's not designed for that. So if he kicks towards the groin, I'm going to be in trouble. And if I do a down block the way we're going to show you, I'm going to have to lower my center of gravity even deeper, and he's still going to strike. So we're going to focus on striking to the lower part of the abdomen area. That's what I'm going to block. In order to do this, Mr. Rushing is going to show you how to load for the block. Again, we're going to start with a neutral stance. His chamber is going to be on the inside, not on the outside, like you may have seen in a previous video that you may have viewed doing an outside block. So on this one, the load is on the inside. How I like to have students practice this is by simply crossing one arm all the way across to the opposite shoulder. And then sliding the block down, stopping it right about the center mass. Okay? If he goes beyond that, and he moves faster than the attack coming in, he's still going to get hit. So his stopping point has to be at that center mass. So if it strikes, if he moves too quicker than the opponent throwing the technique, and he stops it at the center line, it will collide with the force coming in, still protecting the stomach and lower abdomen area. Okay? So let's see how this is done. If he's coming in at me like this, and he's aiming for my waistline, I'm going to chamber and I'm going to block down just like this, and I'm stopping it again right here. And again, the angle's about a 45-degree angle. I'm not going to straighten the arm. Don't lock the elbow out, guys. And again, don't make it too shallow of a folded area, because if he strikes and he comes up, it could collapse the arm again. So the idea on this is I'm going to have to have timing, hand and eye coordination. So I've got to block his technique coming in, come right over here, boom, just like this. And if you notice, the technique did exactly what it was supposed to. Notice how he kind of wobbled off his center line that he was at, balancing only on one foot. So this one's not going, the down block's actually not going straight down. We're not doing that. It's coming at an angle, but stopping straight below the, about the sternum area, okay? And if you notice this, look at where my hand position falls. Okay, can you come right here, sir?
Sir.
If he did a front kick to my groin, do it with the other foot, sir, so they can see, and stopping it, it's not going to block. Watch this. In order for me to block that, watch my upper body. I have to travel downward. If I travel downward, I'm off balance. Plus, I'm giving him a really good target, my face. I don't want to do that. I want to keep my body upright. Okay? We will talk more about blocks going towards the groin and below at a later time. Again, down block travels right to here and stops it in this area, right about your belt line, all the way up towards your solar plexus area. Okay? So one more time. He's coming in. I'm going, if I want to step into him or step away from him, depending upon the technique. If I step back, I want you to kick a little higher, sir.
Sir.
Boom. I'm going to travel. And which side should I block with? That's also a good question. If he's kicking with the left foot, should I block with the left? He's doing, of course, a front kick. Okay? If he's doing that and I travel this way, will he hit my left leg if it's in front? Maybe. Okay? But the block is not focused on where he's going to travel to. It's again defending against the center line. All blocks defending against the center line. Focusing on that. Okay? So against someone with like a weapon, like a stick or a staff or something like that, a bat, again, you don't want to block the weapon. You want to neutralize the person that's holding the weapon. So we're going to be talking about blocking an extension from the arm here in just a moment. Okay, the last part of this is defending against someone with a weapon that is striking, again, your solar plexus level down towards your belt line. Okay? There's different kinds of strikes, of course. If he's doing whether it be with a short stick or a longer stick or something like that, if he's holding it, if he's coming down, if I block the weapon itself, would it work? Yeah, it will work. So come this angle, sir. If he comes straight in and he's striking the center line, if I just stand there, he's going to strike me. Blocking it with a downward block, I fold it. Could I block it? Yeah, it will slightly deflect it, and it would keep him from striking me on the target that he was looking at. However, blocking the weapon, especially a hard surface, would that also injure my arm as well? It could. Okay? So what I want to do, if that was the case, especially if it's a short stick, is I want to try to neutralize his arm, not the weapon. So as he's coming forward, I'm blocking straight down. Can you come on this side so they can see this angle? As he's coming straight forward, I'm blocking straight down. And if you see this, it's slightly cutting at an angle, but not directly into it. And I'm blocking, and again, because this block is a strike, my focal point on the block is to damage his tool, and that tool is his arm or his leg or whatever. Okay? Now, let's just say, for instance, it's not a stick. Maybe it's something shorter. Maybe it's a knife that is going towards the belly. We're going to talk about this because this is a common question. Well, what about a knife? Here's the deal. We're going to have another segment later on about defense against weapons. I will tell you this: if it's against a knife, anybody that is doing any kind of self-defense against a bladed weapon, you have to understand you have a high risk of being cut. Whether you survive the attack or not, you have a high chance of being cut. So if you're against a knife and they are attacking, should you block the blade? No, that's about as dumb as blocking the stick, but worse, because it's a blade. It's definitely going to cut through you, especially if it's a double-edged blade. Now this is a practice knife. What should you defend against? You should defend, and we're talking down block, you should defend against the tool, his hand, his arm that has the weapon. Okay? So if this is the case, I want to step out, of course, with against a weapon. That would be a motion instead of just stepping straight back, or definitely don't want to step in. But if he has a weapon, I could also step back and block, still with a downward block. But again, I want to isolate his arm, his hand, and striking that. Okay? So that kind of summarizes. There's a lot of information, more than just this. I wanted to cover the basics on how to do a proper down block. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing here on our TONG YouTube station, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, as well as it's very important that you like all the videos that you think is worth liking. Give us a thumbs up, because that's the only way that YouTube is going to know to send it out to others that have similar interests, not just for our channel by itself. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to click on the subscribe button on the YouTube channel for more videos like this. And if you have any questions about our programs, please go to tonglo.com and click on Contact Us.